if you're someone that you're feeling alone right now, and nothing seems to click, nothing seems to be working, you're getting no movement, nothing from your person, nothing from your other targets, goals. You don't have the income that you want. You don't have the house that you want. You have bad relationships with, your friends, your SP. SP as in your specific person, your spouse, your partner, whatever. You do not feel like you have enough, no matter what you're doing. Nothing seems to be working, and you just feel defeated, alone, and you're being pulled. There's this thing inside of you that's making you want to do something to change that, but at the same time your body doesn't want to move. It's tired because it's not like you're not working hard. You've been working hard, but nothing is working, and you've been praying a lot. Nothing is working. Allah nahi sun rahe, and you're trying your best. But it's like it feels like you're at the end, and it feels like nothing is ever gonna change. You're at the edge of the cliff, and you're afraid of looking beyond it because or you're assuming that there's an endless fall, or there's water. Ultimately, you're falling to something. Is it to the depths of Tartarus? No, God forbid, no. Sorry, Percy Jackson reference. I'm sneaking that in. So feeling completely alone with no way out feels like God is trying to tell you something. Could it be that he wants you to be alone right now? Is it possible that he knows that this person, you need to be isolated so that you step out of whatever frequency you were operating on, the society's frequency? Maybe God wanted you to step out of it so that you could tune into your own original frequency, whatever that means to you. Did that ever occur to you that this period that you are in right now, where apparently things are going bad and things are failing, it's actually something is working out for you, but you don't see it, so you question it. And you're not wrong to question it. It makes sense. If I study really hard for my exams and I'm not getting my results, I'm not getting the scores that I needed, and I'm trying harder, I'm getting help from my friends, my professors, I try really hard but nothing's working, I pray, I do tahajjud, I do all those extra namaz, and then I'm stretched thin. I'm doing my best. I'm a good Muslim. I'm doing everything I can, but nothing is working. I'm failing. Maybe I've peaked before in my life, and now it's time for me to fail. And no one seems to want to be my friend. My SP is not returning my calls. He or she, they're not returning my calls. Nothing is working. We're constantly reaching this conclusion over and over again, reaffirming the status that the fact that we're stunned, our growth is stunted, we're not moving ahead, there's nothing happening. So by your choice of words, you're limiting your experiences. Your current experiences, you feel like they're already limited, but the words that you're using to describe them, they're further limiting your future experiences. If there's anything we know about the concept of manifestation in a way that is fully aligned with the standards of Islam, that would be our perceptions affect how we see things, and our perception of God specifically affects how we see how he's operating in our lives. As in, is he isolating us to punish us because we were sinful at some point in our lives? Or is he isolating us because we did something, we're yet to discover something, we're supposed to tap into our potential? There could be multiple reasons. Or maybe we don't even think about the fact that God is doing these things. We're just really unconsciously feeling alone, feeling sorry for ourselves, and just we're at the point of giving up. There's no point to this life. that question that comes up. What's the point of what's the point of anything? So when we enter this realm of questioning our existence, that everything that I did in my life, added up to this moment. And in this moment, nothing seems to be enough. I worked so hard for this one goal, second goal, third goal, but it doesn't matter now. In this moment, it's so slow, it's still, I can't hear anything, like there's nothing that's changing. I feel stuck. I feel isolated. I feel stuck. When I experienced this moment in my life, and I have at multiple occasions, initially I used to try to run away from my isolation and try to find validation with people or my education or work or some kind of a goal, something that would keep me moving and going, right? And the more I ignored it, this call to embrace the solitude, the more I ignored it, the more invitations I got in forms of heartbreak, whether it was from, a specific person, from a friend, from my academic goals, from my work goals, from my business goals, for whatever you name it. I kept getting these heartbreaks, and initially I would think of them as, punishments or my mistakes. And the problem with the statement that I made this mistake is that we're operating from ego and we're not letting God, take up space in our thought process. We're attributing our failures and successes to ourselves, the ego. We're not even including God. So there's that thought pattern that we enter. It's inescapable unless someone pulls you out or you pull yourself out. So asking myself, what's going on? Why do I keep getting hurt? Why do I keep getting disappointed? Why don't I have all the answers? But, the thing is, no one has all the answers other than God, other than Allah. And to access those answers from Allah, we need to use those heartbreak moments as invitations to, growth or understanding what that specific moment is trying to teach us. For example, the love of your life just rejected you. So you're hurt, you're heartbroken. You try to tell them, you ask them to take you back, but they don't. So you're like, I'm going to focus on my career now to make sure no one else breaks my heart again. So you're bypassing that space for spiritual growth, right? So you focus on your academics, and you somehow get some kind of heartbreak there. Well, you say, okay, fine, forget academics. I'm gonna start my own business. Focus on, I don't need academia. I don't need anyone. I'll do something on my own. And God's gonna help me. And you make this goal, and you work really hard on it, and you're praying and everything again. But still, something doesn't work, and you are back where you began. What is this cyclical approach? Why is your life going in circles? Why does it feel like, yes, there's progress, but why does it come back to that same thought process that, it's not working? Well, I have come to notice and experience and understand, and I could be wrong, and maybe my thought process could evolve in the next few days, years, months, whatever. But at this point, at this stage in my life, I think those invitations are like knocks on your heart. Like, hey, you beautiful product of God's design and intention. You master, you beautiful piece of art. Stop. You need to stop. You're constantly running after the world. You're constantly running after some kind of validation, but you're not coming back to uncovering the beauty that you are on your own. You don't need to adorn yourself with, accolades, rewards, badges of honor, to feel respect, to feel that innate worth that's inside of you, that's always been there. And that knock is more like, it's an invitation to everyone's own personal journey towards uncovering who they are and who they're meant to be. So throughout our lives, we're told what we are supposed to be. We're told we're supposed to be artists, or we're supposed to be wives, or husbands, or fathers, or mothers, or doctors, or engineers, or politicians, or we're supposed to be good Muslims, or we're supposed to be righteous human beings. We're given these roles. We're given these targets that are basically projections of the society, parents, teachers, onto us. And that is not necessarily a bad thing, because parents are supposed to give you some kind of a framework to operate on, and your teachers are supposed to give you this picture to, think about. And we pick up good things from society and, bad things too. But it's not really about good or bad. It's more about being inauthentic to who we are, being inauthentic to why we, not anyone else. Why was it you that was born in your place and not someone else? Why were you born in that specific household, nurtured by a specific, set of experiences and heartbreaks and moments of, introspection? Why were you given those experiences and not anybody else? Because I don't think God is playing a game here, and these aren't flukes. We're part of a grand design. If we're Muslims, we believe that we're part of a big picture. So the whole world does not revolve around us. But at the same time, we're not creatures that are meant to be diminished. Defined by who we are in this world and what we achieve in this world. No. We existed before, the world, before humans ever walked the earth. Our souls existed before then. And so we serve a purpose bigger than this world, bigger than reward and punishment. If we're Muslims, we believe in Allah's intention and Allah's design, right? And when we become a little ignorant of that, because it's just convenient to not think about it, we're pulled back into that thought process. Like, girl, or boy, guy, whatever. What are you doing? Do you really want to pursue that MBA from Harvard, or are you only doing it because you think everyone else around you thinks it's the right thing to do, so that's naturally how you think? Or why do you need the specific car? Do you need it because you want it? You need it to define who you are? Or do you actually feel like it's an important, status symbol in the society? It will set you aside from others. Are these things and goals things that we want? Or are they things that we're doing just because it's expected of us? Or it would make us feel happy? And there's nothing wrong with having these goals. There's nothing wrong with it at all. In fact, our gifts, these are gifts from Allah. Goals are invitations to get closer to Allah by thanking Him for receiving His gifts. So that's an important part of our dynamic with God, really important. But at the same time, if we're constantly bypassing the invitation from God to look within, we won't be able to balance that, our soul and our human body. We won't be able to create that balance that we need to feel comfortable. If we listen and tune into our souls too much and we're careless about the world, that's not going to cut it either. But this moment that you're feeling alone, it's not because you're alone or people have abandoned you. It's because you've been avoiding those calls to ask Allah, why do you exist in the first place? And what is the big role that you're playing in this grand scheme of things? You have been avoiding this question till now. And performing for the world, performing for yourself, like earning things. Getting to outcomes so that you could feel better about yourself then. What do these conditional, these conditions, what do they do? They make us feel trapped, And until we answer that question, that what is the point of us? What is the point of me? Who am I? Why am I? And until we understand the intrinsic worth that Allah has built inside of us, we'll constantly be looking around. And again, delaying our invitation to ask and look within. Ask questions, deep questions about ourselves to God. And open our hearts to answers that He's going to give them to us. So the more you delay questioning yourself, not your worth. Not question your worth. Your worth is unquestionable. God made you. He intended for you to be born. Your worth is sealed. It's rock solid. But why your soul? What is it supposed to do? What kind of a global change you're supposed to be bringing into this world? Because by in Quran, Allah defines the human being as a khalifa, right? As a representative and someone who creates systems. And those systems don't have to be like dramatic. They just have to be intentional, and you could start small. Before we get in, I don't want to get into that part yet. I guess the point of this video is to, invite you to think that your isolation is not a punishment. It's not a punishment. It's not a reaction to your sins. I don't believe that God instantly reacts and punishes people because His mercy overcomes His wrath. And you're a human being. You're meant to make mistakes. You're meant to sin. That doesn't mean validating a sin. I'm not validating a sin or anything. What I'm saying is it's human nature to make mistakes and falter and just fall. But your solitude is not punishment. Your solitude is not a reaction from God. It is just an invitation. Your heartbreak is an invitation. You're opening up. You're opening up. Your soul is asking you to stop limiting your perceptions. Stop limiting your goals and aspirations to your human desires. Just open up. It might make sense to some people. It might not make sense to you right now, but it will. Just hold on. Just remember this. Your isolation is not a punishment. It is not something you've done. It's not a wrath of God. It is an invitation for you to look inside your heart. You're meant for big things, and Allah wants you to know that. So look inside and ask Allah for help in this matter. Allah, guide me, tell me, what is it that you want me to learn from this moment? From this pain, from this heartbreak? What are you teaching me? That is something you cannot learn from books or any academic material. That's the answer only Allah is going to give to you. No one else can answer that for you. So I hope this helps. God bless you. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.